Hello! Welcome to the all costumes tutorial specifically for the speedrun tournament that's about to happen. Now, whether you're watching just because you're interested in what the category is all about, or you're ready to take on the tournament, thank you for watching. If you could... I'm in this very weird place if you haven't seen this before. This is the Night of 100 Frights practice mod, and I'm going to use this mod to help you teach this tutorial here for all costumes. I highly recommend that you get this mod so that it will help you practice and get ready for the tournament as well. I'll leave a link in the description and kind of like all the features that it highlights and also how you can download it for yourself. But I'm just going to be utilizing it for save states and also just to more easily show you guys multiple ways that you can do levels and figure out which strats you would like to do in the upcoming tournament. Please make sure that you do fill out that Google form. That is incredibly helpful for us to set everything up, and please be on the lookout for more announcements about the tournament so that you can stay up to date and we'll be ready for when the tournament actually happens. But let's just jump right in and get started without all that mumbo jumbo intro stuff. So because I'm on the practice mod, the game is going to start a little bit differently, but the timer is going to start on new game. So likely you'll do a countdown. We'll go 3, 2, 1, and go on new game. But I'm going to load into the place that we just were at. But obviously, usually you would enter into the mystery machine. Now, the whole point of all costumes is to get the lampshade and slippers and the black knight armor as fast as we can. We're going to immediately skip the cutscene here. You'll probably spawn around here. And in this category, snacks aren't the biggest deal in the world. In fact, when you're practicing for the first few times, you might actually be over collecting snacks. This is our first snack that we're going to pay is the 25 snack gate, but then we're going to pay the 50 snack gate, the 200 snack gate, and then the 350 snack gate. So don't feel pressured to follow exactly the snack route that I'm doing, but knowing your snack route well, and making sure that you don't over collect is going to be huge for you. Just to let you know. So, for the 25 snack gate, we're just gonna run around here, and we're gonna grab all of these snacks. Now, here in the beginning, you wanna make sure that you do grab every single snack because we are going to end perfectly with 25 once we reach the door. I also hope that you guys, I hope the input viewer will be helpful for you guys as well with all this movement and stuff that we're doing. So yeah, we can just jump to the gate right there, enter the door, we can hold right, so that we can get closer to the stairs during the cutscene, and then we are going to just charge up the stairs and do Chandelier Jump. There's going to be quite a few jumps like this in the run where we have to walk off the ledge and utilize our coyote frames, or how many frames Scooby can still jump after you walk off the ledge. See how I kind of fell off the ledge and I was still able to jump? We're going to utilize that for this jump in particular. I like to line myself up with the edge of the painting here, but if you just walk off and jump, you can even get the ledge like that, and you can make it up here. And the more you practice, the more you can just get up here. We're going to grab these snack boxes, get this key, talk to Holly, and we'll get the map. And the only reason why we really need the map, because again, pause storage and all those big other fancy tricks are not allowed. So we're really just getting the map to progress through the game. And we're really trying to get the springs first, but to get the springs, we need to go get this shovel right here, dig up this flower, hold down left, collect the key, and we'll be on our way. So, pretty simple start. Nothing too out of the ordinary here, especially if you're already familiar with Fright's runs. Now, again, snacks isn't too big of an issue, so you can kind of get away with just charging right through this level. Usually we could jump on these barrels and get up to those snack boxes up there, but we can actually just make our way through over here. Cut corners as much as we can. And our next snack gate that we're going to be paying is 50 snacks. So just make sure that we get that much by the end of next level, and we should be good to go. There's some rat cycles here that you can make, but because I was kind of slow in explaining it, I didn't get it. But single jump up here, get to the door, and we're already here. In Shock 2. Gonna wait for it to load. Obviously, we got the box going on, and we are going to do rubber band skip. Now, if you can't, rubber band skip can be kind of tricky, so, you know, there's no shame in just grabbing Shaggy and bringing him over to that life preserver over there. But we don't even have to collect any of the snacks in this room either, really. We can just run right to the barrel, and we can do rubber band skip I like to do rubber band skip by getting into this little crevice here between this crate and this pole, and then either with the D-pad or the joystick, just hold straight up and jump, and hold A. Do both at kind of like the same time, and you should be able to make it there. So, grab this snack box if you can. It's kind of a difficult jump, but then you want to charge your way through these hooks. We can just grab these snacks right here, and grab all of these to get to the other side. Now, there's a bunch more snacks that you can grab that I missed along the way, but if you are low like I am right now, you can always grab this snack box, and there we go. That's already half the snack gates for this category completely paid off. So, now we're in Pier 2, we're introduced to the tar, we're gonna jump onto the tar here, and then we're gonna get on this rope here so we can bounce on this crab, and it's a little far away, but you can get to that barrel. I'll reload the room with the practice mod so I can show you what's up. Get on the rope right here, jump to the crab, bounce on the crab again, get to the barrel. Then from the barrel, we can jump over to here, and we basically skipped most of the tar in that little section right there. In this room, we can do what's called tar strats, because immediately when you enter into the room, you're gonna be stuck on some tar right here, and there's a few ways to avoid it, so I'll show you each one individually. But if you want a more detailed analysis on tar strats in general, I did make a video on this a while back, so you can always go watch that as well. The most common way to do it these days is to use a metronome at 78 BPM, but that sounds a little complicated. And so I'm gonna show you kind of like a little strat that you can do just to save like a second or so, but then I'll go into more details about like tar strats right now. So when you enter this room, hold left and spam A, and you can do a little jump right there. That just helps you save a little bit of time here. But when you're entering this room, you can also hold A, or you can hold up and A. And sometimes you can get onto this pole here. Let's see if I can make it. Just like that, perfect. And from this pole, you can jump over to this barrel and continue with tar strats, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves here yet. Now, if you don't make this jump to the pole, I have music, let me reload the room for you. Nice. So if you can't get to the pole right here, you can actually go over here, and this lamp, you can actually kind of stand on it if you hold up left into the controller a little bit, or it's almost in between notches, really. And you can jump around, get to this pole, and jump all the way over here. Now, from this barrel, we can jump over. Everybody loves making that mistake. But that's just another time to showcase this jump right here. Cool. We can jump over to this pole, jump over to this crate, and from this crate, there's basically two things that we can do. Now, with ZR, see how it made that sound? So that means it made a checkpoint. So if I die, I can reset the room with a death by doing L pause. I'll just spawn right here. It's really, the practice mod is so cool. But anyway, so from here, what you can do is you can get on this life preserver right here, and you can swing on it, and you could probably grab the snack box as well, but ideally you really want to land on the crab just like that so you can keep moving. And then you just walk the rest of the way to the end of the room. But the fastest way to get through this room is going to be going through these invisible walls right here to land on that platform. I'm going to show you how to do that real quickly. So, get on the life preserver, swing on it, jump onto this light right here. Now, the pole that Scooby is standing on right now, we're going to clip in between this pole and the invisible wall and get to the other side. And I'm going to do like an interesting motion. If you just look at my input viewer right now, just ignore what Scooby's doing. I'm kind of going to hold up right, and then I'm gonna like swoop over to left. Upright, swoop over to left, and then I'll jump. I'll just do it real quick so then you can, it might be easier to see it. Boom. I'll do it one more time. Oh, and that's what happens when you press A way too late. So you got to be careful of that. It's a big risk management thing, you know? So like if you kind of got a false start and you want to gain some time ahead, this could be a great option. So there we go. We're on this platform now. We can collect these two. And I really like to do kind of like an easier way, where you kind of line up yourself with this wall and you can just hold straight left and you can jump across it like that. But it's not too, like, insanely tight of an angle. Like, you can actually hold up left. In fact, maybe I'll just do it again so you guys can see it. You can come at it from an angle, and you can just hold, like, up left There's that again. Here. Oop. Like that. You can go from up left to left. As long as you're holding left, I think that's really the key. And I like to walk off of the platform a little bit as well to help you clip through. For some reason, I feel like that just helps out a lot. And then you may have also noticed that I was able to jump off of this right here so I could skip this tar, but if you land in this tar, it's really not that big a deal. All that matters is that you got to hear the springs. If I can jump up there, there we go. So now we have the double jump. So once we get the springs here, we are going to immediately jump over here, death abuse, and then we'll be out of this room. This death will take us right to the door. And again, if you have some troubles with this trick in particular, you know, ask for help in the Discord, look at the other tutorial link in the description of the video. Don't be afraid to ask for help, you know? So yeah, we're gonna leave this room, and because we aren't allowed to use pause storage, we're gonna backtrack to a warp gate. So here's what we're gonna do. Bounce on this crab, double jump over to this barrel here, and then we can just kind of jump around over to here and make it to the boat, avoiding all that tar. Really great stuff. So now that we're in shock, we can just run right to the warp gate and make our way to Mystery Machine, because now we're on our way to go get 2 items. One is the Lampshade and Slippers, and the other one is the helmet so that we can go get the Black Knight armor. So let's go do that. Double jump to collect this key, enter the Hedge maze. And again, if you're more familiar with frights, you're probably used to doing the usual motions to grab all the snacks here, but I'm telling you guys, you do not really need to worry that badly about snacks. Because of the tricks that we do in this run, and also just because of the path we take in this run, we really don't need to collect that many snacks. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if I don't need to collect all of these snacks that I'm collecting right now. So just make your way through the room, try and make the enemy cycles, get accustomed to those, see where they end up, depending on how fast you go. That's always a very important thing with Scooby speedrunning. So now we're gonna charge over to here. Try and charge past that guy. Let's see if I can get this really cool jump. Nice, that's a really difficult jump to do, and if you don't get it, I'll actually show what you can do if you don't get that jump. If you don't get that jump and you just end up like right here or something, you could just jump back to this platform and make it on your way up. It's just a few second time save. But anyway, so from here we can see Don Knotts and we can talk to him and he's gonna give us Lampshade and Slippers. Now I'm gonna try and do this, but I'm not the real best at it. But ideally what you wanna do is you wanna talk to him and spam A as fast as you can, so then you can stay in a moving animation and it won't lock you into the lampshade animation that you usually see when you collect the item. So let's see if I can do it. You'd be jumping here. Nice. So I didn't get the animation here because I'm still moving. And anytime you stop, that animation will play. So make sure that you don't do that. If you could spam A like that and grab the item, that is perfect. So there we go. That's one costume down already. We can just charge through here. Probably grabbing the snack boxes might not be the worst idea in the world. But yeah, we can really just run it down. Grab all these snacks here, make our way to Hedge 3. It's this easy, guys. I'm telling you. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we can make our way through these arrows here, come up here, and we can hold up left to clip through this gate just like that. And if you've noticed, I kind of rubbed up against the wall before I held up left so that I could have just the smoothest clip into this gate in the world. But if you just hold up left, you should be able to clip through as well. You'll just be stuck at first. But make sure you use the D-pad. I don't remember if I said that, but please use the D-pad. That makes it super ultra consistent. The control stick, no, you don't want to use the control stick. So, but there we go. Abusing this shortcut, we're in Misbehaving now, and we're going to go through the Skull Cliff levels backwards. And we are just going to completely skip this room so that we can do Skull Cliff 4. Now, here's the thing about Skull Cliff 4. This Void Warp that we're about to do, it turns this level from being like a minute long to like 30 seconds long, essentially. So if you want to, you can run down the room and go through it and all that stuff, but I highly recommend that you learn this trick for it. This trick, I have a feeling, in the tournament is going to be kind of like a make or break situation. Like, I feel like this could really be where people lead. It could be a choking point for people. It could be like a moment where people could catch up to your opponent, you know? So I really think that this trick is going to be important to learn. There are like a few ways, I guess, to do this first part of the trick. So I'm just going to show you mine, but I'm also going to try and show off the way that like other runners do it as well. So we're going to jump onto this sign right here. I like having this camera angle, and I'm going to hold between up and up left, like in between those notches. So if you're looking at my input viewer, like this is up left, somewhere in the middle here. So when we jump up here, we're going to hold in that angle, and we're going to get on one ledge first, and then we're going to jump up to a second ledge a little bit higher, and we can loop around and jump up here. I'm going to do that one more time for you guys. First ledge, second ledge, boom, boom. Nice. Usually, I think this is like the tricky part, is just getting the ledge that you want, and then, you know, have the timing to jump all the way around to here. You really want to extend your jumps. That's a very big thing. But there's also what runners do is, instead of having these two jumps here, you can actually just do a single jump and get up to that second ledge higher up immediately. And I'm going to try and do that for you guys just so I can show it off. I am not the best at it, though. Oh, almost got it. I still did my method. Hold on. Dude, I just love doing my method. My method is just so good. Oh, I need to hold R. There we go. Nice. So that's the way that you do it. It looks like I ran off of the sign a little bit and was able to do it. Yeah, that seems like the key. Run off the sign. Or run a little, or jump a little bit later than you think. But no matter what way you do it is fine. They're basically the same time. As long as you can get up here, then that's great. Now you want to get up, you see this kind of like white mark right here? You want to jump from essentially like this point right here up onto this invisible wall. Now you can see it kind of like, this is sort of where it starts, but this part's really slippery and you can stand on this part. So, and this wall goes around for, it extends for a little bit, so you can walk like along most of the path here, but I would still just stay close to the wall. You can charge on here as well, and we're going to charge between the stalactite. You can go around it if you want, but we're going to charge in between it so that we can land on this ledge right here, and we're going to make it over to this corner. Now, if you miss the ledge, it's totally fine. You know, if you land down here, don't worry. You can jump back up like that, and you'll be fine. Now, in my experience, if you're like all the way down here and you fall, it's like a little bit trickier to get back up, so you need to come all the way back over here, unfortunately, so that you can get back up. Like that. So cool. We're going to run all the way over here into the corner, and you're not going to be able to see what you're doing, but that's okay. We're just going to keep holding down left, and we're going to double jump once, double jump twice, and then we'll be up here. Now, I'm going to make another checkpoint here, because there's two different ways that you can kind of go about doing this. Oh, where am I? I'm lost. Okay, cool. So, there's one way, which is actually an old way. I don't really think it's that much easier, but I thought I would mention it anyway, just in case. You can jump all the way down to here. This is technically like the exit tunnel, but you can just jump from here, double jump out into the void, and boom. You avoid a huge death trigger so that you can make it right here to the beginning of the level. But the faster way to do it is to just do this, which I think is just as easy, if not easier. So what we're going to do is, once we get up here, we're going to not hold R, and we're going to charge off of the ledge. And when we skid, we're going to double jump, and hopefully we'll jump over the death plane and still void warp. So here we go. Charge off the ledge, skid, double jump, keep holding up left, and boom. I'll do it one more time. Don't hold R, charge off, skid, jump, or double jump, and void warp. So that is definitely faster. I don't think it's that much harder, but again, I just thought I would share the other way for you. So there we go. That is a little void warp tutorial for you. Feel free to watch other tutorials of the game as well. This is a trick that is done in almost every single run other than like no levels early or 100%. But if you do end up, if you're not feeling very confident with the void warp, I'm going to tell you just a little speedrun strat here that you might find interesting. So when you go through this level backwards, you'll eventually end up here at the end. Well, technically the beginning. But you see that moving platform back there that's going up and down? We can actually jump to that platform. So what we're going to do is when it's going down like this, we can actually jump just like that over to here, as long as you really extend your double jumps. And also, you know, if you're not confident in the Void Warp, but you really like doing those like skid jumps or whatever, you can also skid jump over there as well. So you can charge off of the ledge and then jump over, which I'll show in a second. But of course, I gotta wait for these super long platforms and all this other stuff, which is why I'm kind of bringing this up, because you would skip all this slow stuff. So here, I'm just gonna wait for that platform to go down. Nice. And we can just charge, jump, and there we go. Just make sure you don't hold R when you're charging off, because then you will not get your double jump. So that was a lot for Skull Cliff 4. That's why I kind of said it's probably a very important level for you to practice and you know, get good at that. But the next 3 levels are really nothing much. We can just run right through them. So we can jump across these platforms here. Then we'll get to this platform here. You gotta wait for this platform here, so then we can go here. We'll be on the trampolines. And if you're fast enough, you can actually make some cycles with the enemies over here. Just like that. That's actually, there you go. That's the cycle right there. And you can pick up all these snacks in the air if you want to, but I am just gonna skip them. So here in Skull 2, we're just gonna wait half a second so that we can jump over this fish. That was actually a really long time. You don't need to wait that long. But we can just go through the Skull Cliff levels, jump over here. And if you're following exactly what I'm doing here, then you should be able to avoid all of the falling rocks. It's a pretty nice cycle. This one can be a little tricky, but we're still good. So we can just zoom through here, press X to enter. Now I'm going to show a really tricky jump at first, where we jump just at the edge of both of these platforms to make it to the other side here. But obviously, that saves a little bit of time. Here's a much easier way that most runners have done in the past, is that there's a little ledge right here that we can jump to. And it's at sort of this little blemish mark right here. Of course, I missed it. I'm not exactly sure the timing, but it's a pretty consistent one. There you go. Maybe it's just the angle that I was at or something, but around this general area is where that ledge will be. It's a very nice ledge. Shout out to Summer. There we go. Boom. Now, if you are somehow running low on snacks, or you feel like you're running low on snacks, you can grab this arc. And then we're going to jump up this wall right here. So we can single jump up to this board here. And then we can double jump to this little sticking out part here. But if you're finding that double jump a little too difficult, there's always this board up here that you can jump to. And there's an invisible wall, so don't worry. So then you can make it to here, and then you can loop around and get up top just like that. So I like to just do this. Go in the first, the second, the third, and then enter the door. So, and you want to make sure you enter the door, because you saw the camera change there. It will still play the cutscene that is usually at the beginning of that level. So be careful. But we're going to jump up here, and we're here in Hill 3. This is where the helmet lies. It's where the helmet harbors. We can zoom through this level. This level has a lot of snacks in it, which is kind of one of the reasons why this category isn't too concerned about snacks, besides the fact that we're able to skip so many. You know, this is one of the most snack-heavy levels in the game. So we're definitely making use of how fast these snacks are. We can jump on these rocks right here to avoid these moving platforms, and we can just jump to get all these snacks. Try and dodge the scarecrow by rubbing up against the wall. And then the same as the lampshade and slippers, we want to make sure that we like jump around and stuff, because if you stand still when you collect this item, that animation will play and it's slow. So once we get the helmet, we can break these boxes, we can get these snack boxes, and then we can die so that we can get to the warp gate faster, because we're all the way back down here. And then from here, we're going to warp back to Mystery Machine, because now it's time to go into Manor. So we're just going to hold up, because the door is going to be right above us. Then go up left, and there we go. We're in Manor now. So we have a 200 snack gate and a 350 snack gate to pay off right now. And we have a lot of Manor levels to go through, which also have a lot of snacks. So as long as you're collecting some on like your way forward, it's really not going to be that big of a deal. You can get this box right here, charge through here, and there we go. So it's not too bad, not too big of a deal. We can charge through here. We don't need to go get that snack box. We can get this snack box. These we can just blast right through these. It's really awesome. So now here we're gonna try. Oh, I hope I almost died there. Look at how close I was to dying. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna kill this guy just for safety, is we're gonna get this key without like turning the sprinklers on, because normally, you know, that's what happens when you try and get it. You die from the fire. But if you time your jumps right, you actually should be able to just get it without a problem. But the key is that on your first jump, you collect the key, and then you jump backwards with your double jump. So first jump, second jump. First jump, second jump. So then, I like, it doesn't really matter if you hold R or don't, but sometimes I kind of like just not holding R. So there you go. First jump, second jump. You can avoid the fire, and then we can just go on our way without having to do kind of like the gimmick of this room. And obviously you don't want to press this button because, again, you're gonna have to watch this whole cutscene to explain the gimmick. So definitely do not do that. But now we can just charge through, kind of charge up against the wall to dodge these enemies. And here is our second to last snack gate, the 200 snack gate. And look at that, we already have 218 snacks. We're definitely gonna be able to get like the other 130 something snacks that we need. So we can just charge through the floor right here. Well, on the floor, not through it. And just go to the next level, Mind 2. So Mind 2 has some interesting quirks to it. And I'll actually use one of the practice mod settings to help show you guys kind of how this works. Just a nice demonstration of why I think this mod is so important is that you can go into the settings here and turn on enable level specific options. We're going to turn that on, and we can actually warp right to the level that we were just at, even though it doesn't have a warp gate. That's a practice mod feature. Super helpful for learning this. Obviously, I should have prefaced this maybe at the start. You can't use this mod in the tournament. You're gonna have to use a real copy. This mod is just helpful for you to practice. Obviously, you know, please use a real legal game when you're doing the tournament, because that's not fair if you have all these extra things, you know? So don't rely on that. But anyway, so with the level specific options enabled, we can press Y to show this blue box. And this blue box is actually the cutscene trigger for this level, and we're gonna try and skip it. So if we get these two keys here, you gotta watch out for that second one. We can jump onto this lamp, and then you can jump to the piano here, and we can jump over that cutscene. So that's pretty neat. Jump on the lamp, the piano, boom. So now I'm gonna turn this off, so then this is kind of just what it looks like without it. Grab this key, grab that key, jump, boom. You can actually even like kind of cut the corner there as well. Once you get a feel for where the trigger is, you can kind of like jump over to here, closer to this key. Just make sure that you do your double jumps kind of very big. Oh! But anyway, so that's that neat little trick right there. Oh, I should mention, by the way, I have never been able to do it, but this, you may have seen this with other inventions like the umbrella. You can climb up this wall, and if you want to mess around with it, this would save a substantial amount of time if you go for it in the run. Oh my gosh, well, there we go. That is, I cannot even believe I did it as fast as I did. That would save a lot of time, but I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that again consistently or not. These ledges are very difficult to do without the umbrella. So if you're up to the task of trying to like figure it out and like really get some time save in, be my guest. That would be super cool to see somebody go for that in a tournament and actually get it. But obviously, if you don't want to jump at a wall for hours, yeah. then, you know, knock your socks off. You saw yellow lines on the wall here with the level specific options, by the way. That was to see the ledges that you can jump on that wall. But this is probably, if I were to compete in the tournament, this is what I would do. I would just run across here, try not to get hit by the enemies, of course. And then there's going to be 2 headless specters here and 2 witches. And maybe grab the snacks over here, why not? But all that matters is that we get to this door over here. Avoid that enemy on the side. Make it down this hallway. So that wall jump would skip all of that. Bounce on the bed, grab the snack. And here we go. And this level also has like another trick that you could go for in the tournament. I think it'd be really interesting if somebody went for it and got it. But it's very difficult, and I'll show you what I'll... this is the best way that I think I could describe it. So I turned on the level specific option here to show there's a trigger behind this door. This is the exit. This level's a circle. And so you can actually, if this bookshelf closes like that, you can't do it. But with it open, you can actually clip through this wall. See? And you see that blue box? So that's the trigger. Obviously, if you fall, you just void warp. But the idea is that you jump into the trigger from out of bounds to open the door. Now, it's a really hard trick. I've only gotten it like a few times ever. So I don't know. I don't know how valuable this information is, but you know, this is the tutorial, all right? I kind of just want to give out all the possible things that you could do in the run for your benefit. So, I mean, that looks like it would have made it, but you really need like Scooby's head to get like through the floor. Like there needs to be a certain amount of Scooby's body to go and hit that the trigger. There we go. That's it. If you get it first try, it's fast, but if you're taking a long time with it, then that's kind of sunk cost fallacy right there. But that's that trick there for you. You can also saw that I kind of was doing skid jumps so that I could double jump more easily. I'm sure with enough practice, you could probably get it down and be consistent with it. But if you're not going to go for that, then what you can do is you can kind of just run through the level. So there's just one ghost here. And you can either jump under or over the carpet. It kind of depends on when you're coming up to it. But you gotta watch the chandelier cutscene. But we're not actually gonna jump on it. We can just jump across it just like that. And then there's gonna be 2 wolfmen down here that we're gonna try and dodge. I did not know the enemy cycle there. And then the other one's in that cabinet right there. Oh, and we can just jump on this button right here. Cool. And so that's like the normal way to go through the level, which is obviously way, way, way more consistent. But that's sort of most of all the gimmicky stuff out of the way for this run. Now we're just kind of run down these upstairs levels. So you can already see that I have 40 snacks. So like, I'm totally fine for paying the next snack gate. It is not a big deal at all. We can just charge through here, dodge all of these enemies. I said dodge all of these enemies, and just make our way to upstairs 2. Boom. And if you are somehow behind on snacks, snack box right there, super nice. Now, you can go through this room like you would normally, where you pull on the chain here, and you can, like, go through the bookshelves and stuff like that. But you can also do another skid jump. So if you charge onto the trampoline without holding R, and then do a double jump, you can fulfill your childhood dreams if you played this game casually before like I did, where you can get up to these stairs without dealing with this nonsense. You can just charge, double jump, boom. And then we can just charge past kind of the puzzle of this room, and whoops, jump to the door. Boom. There we go. That's upstairs 2. Upstairs 3, there's a creeper right here at the start, so just be wary of that. But we are just gonna charge through down here at the bottom hallway. Charge into here, talk to Shaggy. And we want to try and put Shaggy like on this platform as close as we can to where he's going to be standing on it when it rises, because this platform actually rises faster if Shaggy gets there faster. So, jump on the trampoline here. We're just going to charge and grab that button right there. See how it kind of got up like immediately once he got into the spot he was supposed to? That is a nice little thing right there. Have Shaggy grab us again. Once he presses the button, it doesn't even look like he pressed the button there. Spam through the text, enter the door. Boom. Easy peasy. Upstairs 4. We got a cutscene to watch. We don't want to fall down in this cutscene. You can actually fall down during it. But again, you could jump on the bed and go across these chandeliers over here. And potentially fall down like that. But I think another skid jump is going to be a better solution. So what you can do is you can charge off of here, double jump, and make it over there. You could probably, yeah, there you go. You could even do it with the trigger too, because if you let go of the R trigger, you skid. So you can even, boom, there you go. I guess with the charge, it's a little bit safer because you've got some speed that you can gain up. But there you go. That really skips that whole puzzle in this room. We can charge through here as best as we can. Obviously, if you're going fast enough, you might memorize the cycle. If you're really needing snacks, there's a snack box right there. But we are like, we almost over-collected by 100 snacks. Ideally, again, you know, the less you over-collect, the better, because that means you were faster. So, really, I feel like you would want to have like half the snacks that I do at most. You know what I mean? Like, you really want to end with 0 snacks, but we are at the end of this run already. We're here in Don't Look Down. It's going to pan over to the last item that we're going to get, the Black Knight armor. And we're going to get over there pretty quickly without even using the normal gargoyle, like, platform way. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make our way over to here, and we are going to jump on this trampoline. We're going to jump on the roof tiles right here. And this might look a little scary, but you can even single jump to it. There is a ledge right here that is super free to stand on. And you can go from this ledge and jump over to this platform right here. And on the edge of this platform too, there's also like a ton of ledges that of course I missed in that one instance, but it's pretty easy to find a ledge over there. If you fall down here, that's a nice little recovery. But yeah, you can jump on the trampoline, get on these roof tiles, jump over to this ledge here, and then we can make it up to here. Now, here's a little more like skid jumpy way that is probably faster. I assume it's faster at least. But what we can do is we can stand on this pole here, charge onto the trampoline, and carry our charge and skid jump over to that platform over there. So we can charge, and you can just barely, so it is a little riskier, but you can make it. Here, I'll try and do it again for you real quick. I love doing that for some reason. That is the most inconvenient bat, but here we go. I think I'm just jumping a little too early, so it is a little bit riskier. You know, if you're already ahead in the tournament and you just want to lock in the dub, then maybe you don't need to do this. But there you go. There it is, done right there. It's a little bit faster. I have not practiced it at all, so you could definitely be way more consistent at it. I think the key is just turning as quickly as possible, and also keeping the helmet out as quickly as possible. Yeah, so you can get that extra distance and stuff like that. But you know, again, that's if you want to be super extra spicy and bougie and things like that. But otherwise, you can do this method, and we can go and finish this run. So the timer ends when, so we collect this, and once we get through that text prompt, boom, that is where the timer ends. Once the text prompt is gone, you stop your timer. That's your time. And that's all costumes for you. So there you go. Hopefully that was a helpful tutorial if you're new to the game or you weren't familiar with the meme category. If you have any other questions, please let us know in like the Frights General or Learning Discord, or in the comment section of this video too. What the heck? Again, please look please look at the descriptions or other runs if you want, excuse me, some more like information as well. That can be helpful, is looking at other runners and seeing what they're doing, like that's on the boards, and check out like those other tutorials and things as well. practice mod, super helpful too. So good luck if you are competing. I hope to see you there. And if you want more community events like this, or something different, give us your ideas. We really want to start doing more community events, and if people enjoy it, then that's awesome, and we'll keep trying to do them. So thank you for watching, and I don't know where I was going with that. Okay.